Have you ever wondered how private equity managers get so rich? Well, it's not some kind of secret financial wizardry. It actually boils down to a pretty simple but incredibly powerful formula.
And that really brings us to the billion-dollar question, doesn't it?
I mean, seriously, how do the top partners at these massive funds, the ones they call general partners or GPs, end up with these almost unbelievable fortunes, especially when they're mostly managing other people's money?
Well, the answer isn't some crazy, complex algorithm locked in a vault somewhere. Nope, it's a surprisingly straightforward formula that has pretty much become the gold standard for the entire private equity world.
It's famously known as the 2 and 20 model, and it's actually kind of brilliant. It has two parts. One part is designed to keep the business running smoothly, and the other part is meant to make sure the manager's goals are perfectly aligned with their investors. So let's break down how it all fits together.
First up, let's talk about the 2. Now, this isn't the flashy, exciting part, but believe me, it is the absolute bedrock of the whole operation.
It all starts right here, with this number, 2%. Now that might sound pretty small, right? But when you're playing in a sandbox filled with billions of dollars, 2% adds up, and it adds up fast.
So this is what's called the management fee. It's charged every single year, and here's the crucial detail. It's based on the total amount of money investors have promised to the fund, not on how well the fund is doing. You can think of it as the firm's guaranteed annual salary.
And here is the key takeaway. This fee gets paid whether the fund's investments go to the moon or, well, crash and burn. It covers everything. We're talking salaries for the whole team, fancy office rent, all the research, you name it. It guarantees the firm can keep operating no matter what the market does.
To really see the power of this, let's just use a nice round number. Imagine a pretty typical $1 billion fund.
2% of $1 billion is $20 million. That's a guaranteed $20 million in revenue every single year before the managers have even made one single dollar of profit for the people who gave them the money. Pretty wild, right?
But look, that management fee, that's just to keep the lights on. That's not what builds the mega yachts. That comes from the second part of the formula, the 20. This, my friends, is the jackpot.
This piece of the puzzle is the performance fee. In the industry, they call it carried interest or just carry. And this is the main event. This is the engine that generates those absolutely immense fortunes for the top private equity partners.
But the managers don't just get this bonus automatically. There are some important hurdles to clear first. First, they have to return all of the initial money back to their investors. Then, the investors have to get a minimum level of profit, which is called a hurdle rate. It's often around 8% a year. It's only after all that has happened that the managers get to take a slice of what's left.
And that final split of the profits is super simple. 80% of it goes to the investors, and that final 20%, well, that goes straight to the fund managers, the general partner.
And here's where it gets really crazy. The partners themselves, they might only invest about 1 to 5% of the fund's total cash, but they get 20% of the profits. It's an incredibly leveraged bet on their own success. On a huge winning fund, that 20% slice can be worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
So when you put these two pieces together, the steady, predictable fee and the explosive high-upside profit share, you get an incredibly powerful wealth-building engine.
It's really this perfect dual-engine structure. The management fee gives them the stable income to run the business. And the carried interest? That's the pure performance bonus, a lottery ticket with almost unlimited upside potential.
And that's really the whole story. The 2% fee ensures the firm can survive and thrive for the long haul. But that 20% carry? That's the rocket fuel. It's what creates a path to just extraordinary wealth for the partners who deliver those huge wins. It's a model that pays for stability, but it pays an absolute fortune for spectacular success.
So knowing all that, it leaves us with a pretty big question. Is this structure the perfect way to align incentives, a system that truly rewards skill and success? Or is it more of a machine that's just really good at making a tiny group of people incredibly wealthy? It's definitely something to think about.